Hello, everyone. Welcome to your first lesson, how to identify your ideal customer. So, this is lesson one for today. Now, I'm going to tell you the number one reason why marketing fails because a lot of people are on social media. They're posting every day, they're doing everything they ought to do. However, they are yet to make even a single sale. And for most of these people, they start to think that social media marketing does not work. But it is not actually true because there are so many people who have made their millions, multi-millions, multiple numbers, multiple figures on social media. So why are those people making sales while other people are not making sales? The reason is one, the people who are not making sales are talking to everybody. And you know what they say? When you talk to everyone, you are not talking to anybody at all. And so that's why you would often see business owners say, "Oh, I post every day, but nobody buys." Or you would see a social media manager say, "My clients are complaining that I'm posting for them, but they are not making any sales at all." The reason is because you are talking to everyone. And when you talk to everyone, you will connect with no one. That is the number one reason why marketing fails. So, how do you fix that problem? How do you fix that mess? So you can start to make sales and your marketing will start to also work for you. You need to know exactly who you are talking to. I feel like this is the first thing everybody who wants to make sales on social media should even start to do in the first place. But unfortunately, a lot of people come on social media, they just start posting, they start doing a lot of things, and they think it's going to work because they did not do this first thing. Who exactly are you talking to? This is one thing I always put my private clients also through to let them understand you can't be talking to everyone and expect to be making sales. For example, someone who sells palm oil will say, "I sell to everyone." But ask yourself, does everyone use palm oil? The answer is no. There are people who do not use palm oil at all. There are people who do not even go near palm oil at all for reasons best known to them, right? So you can't say you're marketing to everyone because when you're marketing to everyone, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a generic messaging. And by generic messaging, I mean a message that is general. It means that you will just be shouting into the void because you're speaking to anyone who cares to listen. And when you're marketing to everyone, you're going to be getting low engagement because you are talking to anybody you see. When you are marketing to everyone, you won't make a connection. You won't build your know, like, and trust factor, right? And then you would also be making few sales as well. However, when you are marketing to your ideal customer, guess what is going to happen? You will have a unique and specific messaging because you know who you're talking to. And even the person you're talking to knows you're talking to them. You would be getting high engagement, you'll be getting strong connection, and you'll be making consistent sales. Difference between these two people, the one who is marketing to everyone and the one who is marketing to their ideal customer, is clarity. So I want you to take a pause right now and ask yourself, do I know my ideal customer? Don't just imagine that you know. Don't just assume that you know. Don't just think that you know. You need to be sure. Am I sure that I know the person who ought to buy from me? And this lesson, this class, is going to help you to figure it out. Now, what is an ideal customer? Because we could say, "Oh, this person is a potential customer," or "This person is a customer," but or "This person is likely to buy from me." No, we are looking for the ideal customer. And your ideal customer is the person who needs your product and service the most. Your ideal customer is a person who will get the best results from whatever it is that you offer. Your ideal customer is the person that you love working with. Your ideal customer, importantly, is someone who can actually afford to pay for your products or your services. It is not everyone who can buy that should be your target. I can buy palm oil, but do I want to buy it? That's the question. I can buy a skirt, but do I want to buy it? So, and do I have the money to buy it? Do I want it? Do I need it? So you need to be sure that your ideal customer meets these four criteria we've just listed. They need your products and services the most. Remember, we did not say want. Want and need are not the same thing. They need it very well, like they desperately need it. They are going to get results from using your products or your services. They love working with you, you love working with them, and they can actually afford to pay you. For example, if you say, oh, I sell to women in Nigeria, that is not an ideal customer. Anybody can sell to women in Nigeria. But when you say, I sell to working moms in Lagos, or I sell to working moms in Nigeria, aged 28 to 40, people who want to look polished but they don't have time for complicated beauty routines. Now maybe it's because you are selling skincare product, maybe you sell skincare products, right? And you're not selling to every woman in Nigeria, because it is not every woman in Nigeria that will use your skincare product. So who exactly are you selling to? If you say, I sell to 15-year-olds, can 15-year-olds afford to buy from you? No, because most of them are not adults. They are depending on their parents. If you say, oh, I said to secondary school people, can they afford to buy from you? No, but they are women, right? Yes, they are girls and they like to take care of themselves, but they cannot afford to buy from you. So you have to sell to working people, working women within a particular location. This is their age, because within that age they have enough money, they can afford to buy from you. And why can they afford to buy from you? What kind of results are they looking to get? They want to look polished, but they don't have time for complicated beauty routines. And so you, as a skincare expert, you're there to help them look polished, and you're not there to confuse them. You're there to help them make sure that their beauty routines are straight to the point and simple for them. I hope you're following along. Okay, now let's look at this, an ideal customer avatar, right? You see the demographics, you see the goals, you are seeing the pinpoint. This person you are looking at now, let's name this person Shade. Shade is a 25-year-old female. Maybe she could be 40, right? She lives in Nigeria. She owns a small business. She wants to make more money as a business owner. She wants to grow her business. She wants to support her family, right? But what exactly is stopping her from reaching her goal is that she's struggling with sales and she's overwhelmed by marketing. And Shade saw that there is something called the Online Business Builder Academy, and Shade decided to join in. You see that? Before I even start putting out any marketing message, I sit down. I understand the person I am selling to. Please, this is important. You have to understand the person you are selling to. Otherwise, you will not be able to make any sales at all. Now, what does knowing your customer do for you? Number one is that you are able to know exactly what to say. When you know your customer, you know exactly what to say. When you know your customer, your words resonate deeply. The person you are even saying the thing to knows that you are talking to them. When you know them, they will feel seen and they will feel known. Right? And then number two is that you stop wasting time. You stop posting random content. You would focus on what actually works. Even when you are running your ads, you are running the ads to the right people. And then number three is that you will build trust faster and you will get higher conversions. And number four is that you are able to know what to post, and your whatever it is that you are posting out there will speak directly to your ideal customers' needs. You will also never run out of ideas as well when you know your ideal customer. You see, often I hear people say, oh, I don't know what to post. I'm not sure, what type of content I should post. The reason is because you don't know the person you're speaking to. When you don't know who you're speaking to, I wonder what type of content you will putting out. Any type works, right? But that shouldn't be the case. Now, there are two types of customer information. Please, I hope you're following. If you're not, you can leave a question right in Seller under this video, or you take it to the group chat, even better on Telegram, and ask your questions there, and I will give you a feedback. All right, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying the lesson so far. And if you have any questions, again, go ask on Telegram. Now, there are two types of customer information. One, you have the demographics, and then you have the psychographics. Forget the English. We're saying that you need to know their age. You'll be wondering, Precious, why do I need to know their age? Like we rightly said, when I was doing my own customer avatar, I said the person I want to sell to is a 25-year-old to 40-year-old person because they can afford to buy from me. At 25, the person is already making money. Even if they're a student, they have a business, they're making money. I can't say I'm holding a class for business owners and then I'm speaking to 15-year-olds. Do you see that it's not going to work? Because they're not going to buy from me because they are dependent. They have parents they collect money from and they don't even own a business. Even if they own a business, their parents probably manage it for them, so they don't need my class. And then the gender. Are you selling to females? Or are you selling to men? Are you selling to both? You need to be very clear. Sometimes you put out a product and you think, this only works for men. For example, skincare. Skincare has no gender. But why is it that when most people who sell their skincare, they speak mostly to women? You know why? Because women are the majority of their customers. However, it does not prevent you from speaking to men who like to keep their skin clean and clear. Do you see that? But because it's become like a generic thing, it's quite cliche. You own a skincare, you're talking to only women, my girlies, my girlies. But what about the boys? There are boys who love to use skincare. So you've got to think about it as well. Location wise, are you delivering around the city? Don't just say, oh, we can sell to you anywhere you are in Nigeria. When it now comes to delivery, you cannot meet up. Are you delivering to people outside Nigeria, maybe Africa, like Ghana or Kenya? What African countries are you delivering to? Their income level. What is the income level of those people? Do they earn enough money? That's why their age is also important. If you're selling something that has to do with people's level of education, you would also need to consider it. For example, oh, online business builder does not need you to have any form of education. Even if you are a secondary school leaver, you will understand what I'm teaching you as long as you own a business, or you want to start freelancing social media management, or you are a mom and you want to build your own social media marketing agency, right? It doesn't need any level of education at all. But if what you're selling requires people to have a specific level of education, you need to be very clear on that. Their occupation. Do they need to have a certain occupation? You see that in my marketing, I'm selling to business owners and people who want to become social media managers. I'm not selling to financial gurus because they're not my ideal customer, except they fall into the category of business owners who run coaching businesses. Then they become my ideal customer, right? And then for the psychographics, what are the pain points that these people have? And by pain points, I mean, what is that thing that keeps them awake at night? Other people are sleeping, they are awake. They are thinking, what can I do? What is that thing that keeps them awake that your business can help them to solve? What are their goals and their desires? There is no human being on earth that does not have a goal and a desire. What are their values and their beliefs? Does it align with what you sell? What are their interests and their hobbies? What are their fears and their frustrations? Where do they hang out? Is it online or offline? Yes, there are certain products you want to sell. You may not be able to find a customer online because the people who buy it are offline. But then there are other types of businesses or services you offer. The way you will repackage it will make people online to buy from you at the end of the day, right? So you need to be sure. These people I want to sell to, are they even online? Can I find them on TikTok? Can I find them on Instagram? Can I find them on Facebook? Because there are things that you would sell, you would say, I will find my customer on Facebook. Meanwhile, your customer is hanging out on Instagram. Or you'd say, I'll find my customer on Instagram. Meanwhile, the customer is hanging out on TikTok. So you need to be sure. This is why this customer information is important. Don't joke around with it. What type of language do they normally use? You will need this both to truly understand your customer. Now, how do you build your customer avatar? You look at all of this. As we are talking now, you need to be doing your assignment. You need to be writing something down. You need their name. Just give them any name, like I gave my own, right? The other time I gave my own on the previous slide. I said her name is Shade. You can write her age, write their location, their job, their daily life. What does their daily life look like? I know someone may be thinking, is this thing really necessary? Is it not stress? Do it first, and you would see how it changes your marketing. What does the daily life of this person look like? And the reason why you are asking about their daily life is that you need to know, what does their schedule actually look like. For example, if I'm selling to a student, I know what their daily life looks like. I know that a student wakes up in the morning. If there are people who love to pray, they say their morning prayer, and then they have a lecture. Maybe they grab a bite or they don't, and they head to class. In class, they have to take their lectures and they come back. So maybe by the time they are done with everything, it's around 8 p.m. and they are well relaxed. This helps me so that even if I'm running a live class, I know what time to put my live class, because I understand the daily life of my students or my students to be. So where do they spend time online? Is it Instagram, TikTok, Facebook? Where? What challenges do they face? The pain points, again, like we said before, what frustrates them? Everybody has something that frustrates them. So you need to figure out what frustrates your own ideal customer. What are their goals and their desires? What do they want to achieve? What would success look like for them? And then finally, how does your product or your service help their problem? What results can they expect? Now, we're going to look at this. This is somebody called Sade again, right? Sade is health conscious. Sade's demographics includes that she is 30 to 50. She's female. She lives in Lagos. She's married with kids. She earns a 300K plus. Maybe she earns a million, but she earns anything from 300,000 naira upwards. And part of her psychographics is that she's worried about fake and adulterated palm oil. She likes to use palm oil to cook, but she's worried. What if this palm oil is mixed with iron condemned oil? What if it's mixed with granite oil? What if it's mixed with engine oil? Vendors do the most nowadays. So Sade is really concerned, and her desire is that she gets pure organic oil for her family's health. One of her values is that she values authenticity and tradition. Okay, and she has a behavior of researching products before buying. And the language that she's going to be expecting that any person that will sell to her would use is, this is pure, unadulterated, not fake palm oil. Once you say it is pure, Shade will listen to you. Now, Timmy and Nancy run an oil business. So Timmy and Nancy they have to provide 100% pure organic palm oil that is tested and certified before Sade can even listen to buy from them. So when you are researching your customer, just like I did, you can start with number one, your existing customers. Sometimes ask your existing customers, why did you buy from me? What problem did I solve for you? If you can't ask them, sit down and find out through your conversation with your existing customers. Why did they buy? What problem did you help them to solve? Right? I do this a lot. Even when I'm running ads, I do it a lot. What problem did I have somebody to solve? When I find out the problem I helped somebody to solve, it strengthens my confidence to know that I can solve that problem for much more people. Now, number two is that you could look at your competitors' customers. Every business owner has a competitor. Having a competitor is not a bad thing. You need a competitor. It keeps your head focused. It keeps your head in the game, right? So you can go to the comments of their posts. What are people asking? What are the complaints that people have? You can even check on Facebook groups, join groups where your customers hang out, see what they are talking about, see the language that they use. You could check on Instagram or TikTok. What are the hashtags on TikTok that are related to your niche? It could be hashtag unadulterated oil, hashtag palm oil in Lagos, hashtag palm oil in Ibadan. Look at those hashtags, and so that you can also start to use them as well. Okay, you can also Google. When you go to Google and you visit the people also ask section, you'll be able to see the questions that people are searching for. Okay, these things are quite important. Now let's build your own customer avatar. And what you only need is just your Google Doc. So you can take a screenshot of this because this is your assignment. We need your customer name, their age, their location, and all of these things over here. And so you're going to fill it out based on your research. Please do not guess. Go and do a research. It's very important. Okay? Please take a screenshot of this. This is the assignment you're going to be doing. Okay? So I'm going to provide for you for this assignment, I'm going to provide a customer avatar template. Okay? So make sure that you do the assignment. Okay, again, if you don't know what the assignment is, this is the assignment. Build your own customer avatar. Now, you would say, Precious, I don't run a business. I don't run a physical business. It does not matter. Me too, I don't run a physical business, right? I run a service based business, but it equally applies to me. Now, you may say, Precious, I just want to do social media management for other people. That's the more reason. Who should your ideal client look like? Are they willing to pay you? Can they afford to pay you? All right. Do you want to work with people in the knowledge based business who are coaches and consultants? Or do you want to work with service based business? Do you want to work with physical product business owners? This is important. Okay. So you look at this template structure, map it out, fill it out in your Google Doc, and submit it. If you don't know what is a Google Doc, if you just create a Google account, instantly you have access to a Google Doc. So fill this out in your Google Doc, and that's it for you. All right. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned a lot in this particular lesson. If you have any questions you want to ask me, please go on Telegram and drop it there, and I'll respond to you shortly. All right. I'll see you in the next lesson.